Hey everyone, so I'm going to show you how to make a face mask out of a camouflage uniform. So Eagle 6 has issued new guidelines for going into the commissary, and anyone that goes into the commissary has to have a face mask now, or some sort of covering, and it could be like a bandana or whatever, something, just something to cover your face with. Then I decided to just take one of my husband's old camouflage uniform and make him a face mask. This literally took me 10 minutes. So the pattern, you could use any pattern. They all look alike. It doesn't matter where you get them from. Just Google search free face mask pattern. Believe me when I tell you, they're all the same pattern. They all look like this. And just print it out on your printer. If you don't have a printer, I mean, this is not a difficult shape. It's, you know, not anything fancy or whatever. This is a very, very basic shape that you could mimic or copy, or just kind of draw it out yourself if you don't have a printer to print out, you know, the pattern. So I ended up switching scissors because I have two layers, and the camouflage uniforms for the military, they're actually this like really heavy cotton linen. So I ended up having to use my titanium scissors, but that's fine. If you guys don't have it, you know, just cut the pieces one at a time. You'll need to cut out 4 pieces of that pattern, and then you're going to stitch or sew the 2 pieces together, and you're going to sew them where the curve is. That curve is going to be the part that goes over your nose. So that curve is where you're attaching 2 pieces together out of your 4 pieces. So when you're finished, you should have 2 pairs. And then you're going to just do little cuts along the edge of where you hemmed it or where you sewn it at. And you're doing this so that it lays flat, so that it's not like this big, bulky, you know, layer when you're attaching your 2 pairs together. Right now I'm hemming the sides. The size that I'm hemming it at is where it covers the face area, where, you know, like where your, I guess like where your ears would start at. And that's just to make it look neat. You don't have to do it. I mean, you know, I just wanted to have a neat look to it. And then afterwards, you're going to turn it right side out, because it was inside out. So now you're going to turn it into the right side out. And again, I spent like 10 minutes on this. Obviously, if you spend a little bit more time on it, it'll look a lot nicer than what I'm doing. But this is going to my husband because I am sending him to the commissary tomorrow. So he needs to have a face mask. And this is just, you know, something that is very basic. So if you wanted to put a filter, you would leave the openings open, and then you would just put a filter in. And the material that you would use would be like an air filter. And you would look for something that has a grade of 1900. They usually sell them like 1200, 1600, 1900. I believe like the air filter that we use in our own home is like 1600. But, you know, they say that the best one to use would be like a 1900 grade. And it's just a regular air filter. Doesn't matter what brand you get. You could get those air filters anywhere, at like Walmart, Home Depot, wherever. I'm not going to put an air filter in it. It's just, you know, a basic face mask. I'm using elastic, but you don't have to. You could use paracord, shoelaces, ribbon, string, anything. And now I'm just going to sew it onto the edge, and this will also close up the edge. And again, you know, obviously, if you guys are giving it to someone, or if you know, if you wanted to look nice or nicer than what I'm doing, you know, take the time to like fold over the hem so that it hides the elastic, so that you don't actually see the inner side of the elastic. But I don't really care. I mean, this is for my husband to make a trip to the commissary. And this is what it looks like. So the top part, that curve is where it goes over the nose. And this is the back side of it. Again, you could hide the elastic. I didn't though. The one I made for my daughter and for me, it definitely looks nicer than the one that I made for my husband.